Welcome to our President program. We will tell you all about George Washington. Washington was president. He wore the strangest clothes. His shoes had silver buckles and nowhere to use. His suit was made of velvet with buckles at the knees. He wore lace ruffles on his coat when he went out to tea. How could he be a president and wear his hair in curls? I wonder if George Washington liked reading lots of books. I wonder he whistled yours. And if he wanted to go fishing in little rivers. My father said George Washington was much like other boys. George Washington, you are number one leader of the army, a great general. George, why did father of our country, our first president, proudly and wisely you led the government. Each year on President's Day, we honor you. We celebrate your birthday. Our capital has your name. Your picture on a dollar bill and on the quarter too. Your home's called Mount Vernon has been turned into a museum. Your image is carved in stone at Mount Rushmore in South Dakota, and Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. was built to honor you. How did George Washington know how to be president? He didn't since he was the first, but everyone believed he would be the best because he was a hero in the Revolutionary War. Why wasn't George Washington made the King of America? He almost was. People liked George Washington so much that some wanted to crown him king, but Washington said he didn't want to be the King of the United States. Just call me Mr. President. George Washington was the first president. Why was Washington the only citizen want to live in Washington, D.C.?
My father says George.
Mark the bottom. Read the bottom part.
Because the city wasn't built yet. When the city was built, we named it after him. Washington, D.C.
Why did President Washington ever had a toothache? By the time Washington became president, he had only one tooth of his own. He had fake teeth. Who wasn't too happy about his cherry tree chopped? Legend says that when young George Washington's father asked what happened to one of his cherry trees, the future president said, "I can't tell a lie. I did cut it with my hatchet." In fact, a writer made up the story to show how honesty Washington was.
Who did Washington call Sweet Lips, Madam Moose, and True Love? Not his wife Martha, but his dogs. Washington was such an animal lover that he had his horse's teeth brushed every morning. Yet he himself, like most other people of his time, thought bathing was unhealthy and didn't do it very often. I hope you learned a lot about George Washington.